definitely want to talk about why I don't like to be around many people. In my experience in this lifetime, I'm mid 40s, so I have a lot of experience with social interacting with people. Um, and the same common occurrence happens in every single engagement, pretty much. Um, Specifically, when I have to like talk to the same people, and it could be anybody. It could be friends, it could be coworkers, it could be family. Uh, Back in the day, schoolmates. But this, I've noticed the same thing, and it's probably just me not showing enough confidence, I guess, is I always feel like people talk down to me. And, for the longest time, granted, I come from a place of high awareness that I still don't realize that I don't know a lot of things. But when I have people who are less experienced basically talking down to me like I'm a child, it infuriates me. The level of disrespect that people have nowadays when you're trying to have just a regular conversation with somebody is just baffling to me. Like, if somebody's talking to me, I have the common courtesy to put my phone down and listen to what they're saying. I'll stop what I'm doing, listen to what they're saying. Maybe my energy might not be there to um, engage in a long conversation with the person, but at least I have the respect to put my phone down while they're talking. If I notice I'm trying to talk to somebody and they're doing something else, I shut down immediately. I don't want to engage in any type of conversation. So like people like criticize me all the time. Why are you so quiet? How comes you don't talk much? Well, when I do talk, nobody listens. Well, at least they show that they're not listening. I don't have their full undivided attention. So that's why I don't talk. And somebody's always got something to say too. Like, there's always something, like when I make a point, and it could be completely correct, and you really can't, you know, uh, really, like, you're coming from a place of weakness when you're trying to counteract my point. People still want to engage in arguments, and I just don't. And I'm just like, I'm not going to continuously deal with this. Like, I'm always wrong or something. Like, even though I'm right, even if I'm like have the majority of the opinion that I'm right, people will still sit there and have the audacity to take a weak position, just to take the weak position, just to basically argue. And I'm not talking about like on the internet. I mean, I do that all the time. I talk crap all the time on the internet. I'm talking face to face. I always, in this life, I always feel like a little dog. And I really shouldn't, because men in my position that have done what I've done in my lifetime have been respected and I don't feel respected. I really don't. I feel looked down on. I feel uh, like I'm just here. Even like what's funny to me is at different places I've worked before, I would come up with an idea for something, for doing a better way. And then the person with authority would maybe, them and the people around that would hear my idea would basically scoff at it. And then lo and behold, we would be doing it in a couple of weeks or a month later. And it's not that I want like a pat on the back. That's not like, I'm fine giving out ideas and then people for free to make things better. Whatever situation I'm in, whether it's social media or place I'm working, maybe I'm hanging out with family, whatever, friends, come up with an idea, and it could be innovative if it's kind of like too much of a general, or it needs to be more detailed and they need to come up with better, just it's basically using my idea and making it better. Because I don't really care about the detail. I like to look at oh, this is basically, this is the building blocks of the idea. Now you make it better. You make the details better. And yeah, some of my ideas don't mesh with the real world, but they definitely can be innovated. But I don't need the pat on the back. I don't need I like the money. So I need the money for sure, but like, it's more the respect that I'm really fucking tired of not getting. Yeah, like on Twitter. For the time being, I'm getting more traction. So I don't really read anything that anybody doesn't have. Anybody that doesn't post with a blue check mark, I really don't read what they say, or I just pretty much, anyone that's verified, that's who I'm like reading. That's the notifications I'm looking at, because when I go down on like, if I go back onto like a comment that I wrote, and then I just see all these unverified, basically bots completely bashing. I mean, that's all it is just like bashing. There's no points. They don't really have. They just like bash, and it's like, cool, man. That's the internet. You can like, that's what you do. But like, when it's like 90% negative, it just seems like fake. It seems fake. So I don't even really engage with people who aren't verified. And I disrespect people. Like, I do it, I punch up. So like, I'm just like, if they actually like were verified, I know they're probably not a bot. They could be still a bot, but most likely not. But man, I don't need to be like, demand like I said, it's the internet. I get it. Like, that's different. People bash on you. People like, you put yourself out here like this, expect people to criticize you. I'm sure that people have something to say about anything. Maybe this mic isn't even working. I don't know. I have to like. It doesn't really fucking matter, does it? Does it really fucking matter if the mic works or not? But it's just every social situation, unless there's like a person or two, like if it's more than like two people and it's starting to get like a crowd, people always look at me like the little dog, and I like, dude, I'm so like over being looked at like the little dog. I work too hard to be looked at as a little dog, and everything I've done. You know what it feels like? It feels like everything that I've accomplished doesn't fucking matter. That's what it feels like. It feels like whatever I created doesn't fucking matter. Whatever I work for doesn't fucking matter. Like, what does it matter if I continue to live this life I'm living right now? You know, as a try to do the right thing, stay out of trouble. Like right now, like I want to smoke weed. I love to smoke weed. You know, like when you're in a income level as I am at, the chances are of being around people who are that sounds bad how I so I'm not gonna basically like I want to lower my IQ. Not that it's like extremely high or nothing like that, but it is higher than like the national average. The national average is 97. It's not like it's a huge leap, like I'm 180 or something like that. But I can definitely tell, and it's like if I'm gonna keep living in this life of, you know, being looked down on because of what I do for work, which is crazy that, you know, blue collar people are still looked down on at this day and age, and we don't get paid right, then I want to lower my IQ. I want to be like less intelligent. I'm not saying I'm like this, like the super genius or nothing like that. And I think that everyone has their own specialties or whatever, but taking multiple IQ tests, and whether this is a bad look, I really don't give a fuck. Like, go ahead and say, oh, this is a bad look, and like, I'm just speaking the truth right now. I don't think I'm better than anybody. I think that I value people who maybe have lower IQs, because IQ isn't the only measure of intelligence. There's so many different measures of intelligence that's not even funny. But I guess I'm just tired of working hard and getting basically nowhere in every single part of my life. That's how it feels. It's just, what am I doing? Like, what's the point of this shit? You know, when I see people who get extremely far ahead in this matrix, whether it's popularity on here or they're financially set, they pretty much do things. It seems like the people who fuck other people over are the ones that get ahead. That's what it seems like. And it just seems like I'm pretty much maxed out of about as high as I'm going to get. You know, like for me having 13.5 thousand followers on Twitter, like I kind of look at that as, I guess, like I think it's a little bit higher status, like because the more followers you have, you know, like it's a little bit of a status symbol. But I don't get inboxes from women on there, you know. It seems like all the women nowadays aren't fucking single, dude. That's what it seems like. Every woman is taken, and if they're not taken, there's extremely bad things about them that I don't want anything to do with them. I was watching a video of these people post their videos of their SNAP benefits hauls from the grocery store. And I remember being on that, even just having the card feeling like shameful. And to see people boasting about like all the groceries they're getting and basically free health care, while me, somebody who's an essential worker who's helping produce food for this country and other places in the world, I can't afford health care and I make too much for health to get Medicaid, and I'm having to budget my food, and I've had to budget my food for the longest time. To see them just to go to the store and being overweight at that, it's like a slap in the face of like, why am I doing this? Why am I going to a place where if a lot of people in my position, which is some women, but it's mostly men that do these fucking jobs. If we were just like woke up one day and realized, not only do I not get paid shit, not only am I looked down on by society, why the fuck am I doing this anymore? What would happen to society? What would happen to your bridges? What would happen to your roads? What would happen to your trash? Who's gonna come and take the trash? Who's gonna do these jobs? And when you see people bragging about what they have on the internet, when especially celebrities, about their extras, even the billionaires, like the left complains about the billionaires. What is the point? What is the point of having all that extra when you're never going to be able to go, like, I just think it's ridiculous. I just think that like it's messed up how our society values entertainers and athletes more so than veterans, people who fought for our freedoms, people who protect us, firefighters, policemen, construction workers. Like, that's cool. You don't have to pay, the pay is one thing. That's fine. The pay, hey, it's enough to survive in this matrix, but the added stigma of being a blue collar worker nowadays, especially from women, how we're looked down on by women, and people wonder why the youth aren't working, why men are not working, because it's like, it's cool, man. Like, I can live a humble life. I don't need to be rich. You know what I mean? And people who need, food assistance and stuff like that, that's cool. But like, it's kind of like, motherfucker, you guys aren't even like, if you're disabled, that's one thing, but if you can work, what? Like, it just seems like completely unfair for the blue collar person, where going out to eat is a luxury for somebody in my position, but somebody and I know I've never been to Wingstop. I don't know what Wingstop is, but you know, people use EBT on Chipotle and Wingstop, and it's like, we can't continue doing this. We can't keep looking down on people like me in society and disrespecting us and not paying us shit as well. Like, it is, you know, when I'm sitting here rooting for AI to take all the white collar workers' jobs, I'm doing that because these people don't live in reality. They don't work hard. You know, they might have a little bit of stress, but like, they sit behind a fucking computer, man. Like, they're not out here doing the hard work. They're not getting their fucking hands dirty. And it's hard to respect these people that are getting paid all this fucking money, more than we are, the people that produce this shit. They keep this shit moving. They keep this shit maintenance. And I'm hoping that this fucking changes and like people start actually respecting, especially women. Women are like the worst right now when it comes to disrespecting. Not all women, but to look down on a man because of what he does for a living. Oh, he hasn't been to college. Like, these are what you're looking at as for a mate. Who hasn't been to college, or he is not like a office worker. And it's like, this dude is gonna protect you at night. He's gonna protect your kids. He's gonna be able to maintain things around the house. He's gonna work his ass off for this family. And for women to just look over men because they might have some dirt underneath their fucking fingernails is absolutely ridiculous to me. Because they're so superficial. Women nowadays are so fucking superficial. What I'm hoping is, I don't want suffering for kids. That's one, you know, I don't want suffering for kids. I don't want kids to go without food or going to the doctor and shit like that. I just want women to be more fucking humble. That's basically it. Women, generally speaking, the modern woman, whether they're whatever political faction they support, a lot of them are just fucking high maintenance and they think they're Kim Kardashian. And they think that money grows on trees, probably because their fucking daddies pay for all their shit. And their dads never fucking told them no. They're fucking spoiled. And that's another reason why people aren't having kids. I mean, there's a bunch of reasons, but like, you know, the red pill, like a lot of people just blame women all the time, when I'm like, it comes back to the father. It always comes back to the father. Not saying that I've been the perfect fucking father, I haven't. Considering what I was raised in to what I have become, I'm very proud of it. Even though society doesn't give a shit about my accomplishments, and I'm just like, basically I'm looked at as a fucking homeless bum. I feel like homeless bums are looked at higher than somebody like me. I'm fucking just, you do the right thing, you get nowhere, and that shit needs a fucking end. You do the right things, you get fucked. That's what this society, like, this shit is completely unsustainable. I gotta turn this shit off because the battery's almost dead on this video, on my phone, but I'm rooting for society to continue to get better, but people just be more fucking humble. People will be more real. Quit acting like you're a fucking god or you're a king, like you're or a queen, like who the am I a king? Like the whole notion of like, hey, how kings and like people calling like peasants fucking king, like we're fucking peasants, dude. You know, I might run my fucking house, but like we're not main characters. We're just extras. We're just here to keep the fucking matrix moving, the system moving, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that life. But I'm so tired of like average people just thinking that they're fucking main characters, looking down on other people for not being main characters, and that's my biggest fucking problem with women. Aside, you know, the weight, aside the obesity and the fucking activism and trying to be like us, and it's like just be naturally you. Quit trying to compete with me, man. I don't want to compete with the woman. You know, another thing too, before I go, is I'm at the point in life where I'm not going to compete for a woman's attention. Either I'm her first choice or her first priority, or that's it. Like, if you're not happy with me, then go find what you're looking for, because I'm not gonna sit here and compete with motherfuckers on the internet, motherfuckers out in person. Like, if you think the grass is greener, get the fuck on, okay? I'm not gonna put up with trying to run faster than the other guy or more hustle than the other fucking guy. If that's what you want because you want to have a higher standard of fucking living and you're not happy with a modest fucking lifestyle, and a lot of these people are fucking worshipers of Jesus as well. A lot of these people are Jesus followers. If you're not happy with the humble life, get the fuck away from me.